Good morning, everybody. We are live here at the Breedlove Custom Shop in Bend, Oregon. You're joining us for the 2021 Winter NAMM Show pre-game event. We are here in the custom design room. I want to thank everybody for joining us. Good morning. We have Mr. Luke Basil playing a little tune for you. Luke, how are you, sir? Good. We have a really fun day planned for everybody that's just joining us. If you're just jumping in, we're going to do a live tour of the Breedlove workshop here in a moment. Throughout the course of all of our live sessions this week, you can watch on our Facebook page, or you can jump over to show.breedlovemusic.com and you can watch all the live broadcasts there. If you miss a live broadcast, you can jump on that website as well. You can catch all of the other archived sessions there as well, so we hope you'll join us this week. Like I said, we're about to do a tour of the custom shop in Bend, Oregon. But before we start, I want to introduce you to some of our staff here. Like I said, this is Mr. Luke Basil from the Rainmaker Studio in Washington joining us. Eric Moore, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. How is everybody? Nice to kind of see you.
Erica joins us as part of the sales team. Then we have Angela Christensen. Angela, good morning.
Welcome, everybody.
Angela designs all these beautiful guitars that we're going to show off. And we have Mr. Eric, who's going to be...
Hey, folks.
He's going to be our tour guide here this morning as we rip through the custom shop. So we've got quite a few people joining us. Let's go for a little tour of the custom shop. What do you think?
Sure.
All right. Let's get this tour underway.
So today is primarily going to be a tour of the Breedlove Made in USA stuff, but I did want to point out a couple other things we do here at the shop that won't necessarily be part of the tour today. We got Patrick Parkinson over here. He finalizes all our Bedell instruments.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm doing great.
Good.
And Ryan Fish works on Weber mandolins here at the shop. How you doing?
Morning, Ryan.
Morning. And Andy McCumber is our QC lead, so he works on a lot of the imports to go out to all our dealers.
Hola.
You guys gonna play us some morning music? We need some wake up music. 1, 2, 3. All right, fellas, happy playing. We're gonna go see how we make these things.
Thanks, guys.
All right, everybody, if you're just joining us, we're here at the Breedlove Custom Shop in Bend, Oregon. This is part of the live tour for the Winter Show pregame event. We have 2 days of amazing sessions. We're gonna jump right into the tour here. Eric is our fabulous tour guide. Eric, where are we?
We are in the Sound Optimization Center, where all the guitars kind of start. You can see here a lot of tops up here that are about to get made into guitars.
These are all guitar tops.
Yes, sir.
Oh, and so why are they in these different stacks like this?
Well, they're all different species of wood, first
Okay.
of all. And they're all in this small room because it's easy to keep humidified as well.
Sure.
So this is just a good place to keep this kind of stuff. This is the stuff we use a lot of.
Sure.
So we like to keep it handy.
Yep.
I got one right here that's going to be a premiere concert one day. This is Adirondack as the top and rosewood for the back. We got some rosewood sides lying around somewhere as well.
I like it.
This will obviously take a few minutes to get made into a guitar.
Yeah.
But
And this is the sound op room. This is sound optimization.
correct.
We're going to dive into this topic more in depth tomorrow morning. For folks that are just joining us, we're doing a tour of the custom shop, but we're going to have a lot of different events throughout the course of the next 2 days. Sound optimization will be covered tomorrow. But right now, we're just digging into the custom shop and how we make guitars. So Eric's taking us through. Eric, what else you got?
Well, I got something outside this door. So as you saw, premiere concert right there.
So there's the
Monday.
top. We're gonna talk you through the process from taking it from this
And here's the finished product right out here.
to this.
This is Andy. He's one of the new team members here at the shop, and I asked him to show this one off for us today.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
How's that one sounding?
That's great. also does a lot of bracing and kerfing. We're about to see that here in a few minutes as well.
So thanks for joining us, folks. We're gonna go see how we make these guitars. Here we go.
Thanks, Andy. So you saw the top and back there in that small room, the sound optimization center.
Yep.
Now I'm going to show you the sides and how we bend those to shape and get them ready to be made into a guitar here.
So this is how we bend the sides of a guitar. So
Robert, he's going to show us some bending and blocking.
cool.
Why don't you show us what you got here?
Wow, look at this.
Here's some raw sides. They start out obviously just straight flat on the bent side.
So they come in just like that. Right off the tree.
A little bit of work goes into it to get them there.
Okay.
Moisten them obviously, soak them. Then we'll put them in one of these benders.
So those sides go into a bender like this. Wow.
Perfect timing.
Woo. So the sides come out of a bender, and then they go into a mold, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah, so I'm just bracing these in the mold so that it dries, it cools off in its final shape.
Super cool. How long does it have to sit in that mold like that?
Until it's good and cool.
Till it cools down, dries? 10 minutes? Okay. That's awesome.
Rosewood in Brazil, Kosovo, those need to stay in quite a bit longer.
Gotcha.
They tend to want to release more.
There goes the tail block.
So I'll mark out my lines. The lines where this is the bass side. The treble side is over there.
Oh, so this is one guitar here and there. You just have the two different sides drawing separately.
Cutaway side, the treble side.
There's the cutaway.
So I'll mark the lines on it, cut it, sand it to clean it up, and then I'll glue it up. That's the head block. That side over there is going to be here.
Yep.
It gets glued up. And after
Super
that,
cool.
It goes to kerfing.
All right, thank you, sir. Have a good morning.
Thanks, Robert.
Okay, so folks, if you're just joining us, we're doing a tour of the Breedlove Custom Shop here in Bend, Oregon. This is part of our winter show, the pregame event. We're gonna be doing a whole bunch of sessions for the next 2 days. You can go, if you're on Facebook watching this, you can also watch it on our website, show.breedlovemusic.com, and you can see the full schedule of events. Right now we're learning how to build a guitar. So, what is this step here?
After Robert cuts these to shape like this, Andy here will grab them upside down, obviously, and look at the card to see what bracing pattern he's putting on.
So that's the bracing right there.
Oh yes, sir. On
So
the top.
that's what people would see underneath their guitar if they opened it up. They'd see that bracing. And you've glued this down.
Yep.
Okay.
It's all glued down. He'll shut this table, turn the vacuum on, and
Whoa.
yeah, it'll make sure we get a nice even distribution on all those braces so that they get a good join.
So that's holding this bracing down while it dries.
Yes, sir.
Super cool.
So that's the top. We do a similar thing on the back. You can see here. This one's already in there. Different pattern, obviously, but this will be the back of a guitar with ladder bracing.
So that's the back. Super cool.
While Andy's working on this, they'll also be over here doing kerfing.
This is one of the most visually interesting parts, I think, this step here. So tell me, what is this material you're putting in here, and why do you have all these clamps on this guitar?
It's mahogany.
Okay. So that's mahogany kerfing. Okay.
The clamps are just, again, for even distribution. You want to make sure they get joined up really well.
So you glue this in, then you clamp this in. Why do you put this kerfing, this wooden material in there?
It's the brace underneath the top of the back.
Just gives it a little bit more strength.
You need something thicker than this for the top and back to glue onto,
Sure.
which we're going to get into here in a second.
Okay, okay. Well, thank you, sir. That's beautiful. Can't wait to hear what that one sounds like.
So this is a pretty fun process, this next bit. Unfortunately, the guy who does it isn't here today, so I'm just going to walk you guys through it. After Andy's done kerfing up some sides like that, and he's also braced the top and back, I'm going to grab one that's kind of almost ready back rim. We'll put wood glue all around this back rim.
Yep.
And then we'll take the back, lay it on this table here.
Yep.
I'm going to grab a brand new back. I know this back does not fit onto the side, but just so I can show you. Put it on like this. Normally it would be prepped where these would be cut away, so that it's got to sit right on the body like that.
Yep.
So again, kind of glue on one side, put this down on it. After it's set on there properly, you put glue all over the top here. Grab the top, put that one on.
Yep. So you make a box basically.
You do. This is where you make the box. You turn those three separate pieces, the sides, the top, and the back. This is where they become one thing.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay.
So then I'll put some weight on and use the press here to, again, put even weight on everything to make sure it glues up correctly. And after that,
What's it look like after?
we're going to see some of that right here.
I just need to be patient, right?
Some of these finished products, not finished products,
Wow.
finished boxes here. And Aaron over here is going to show us some routing on one.
Oh man, look at the figure. Can we look at this one? Woo!
Aaron,
This is Mr. Aaron Adams.
he's going for in Legacy.
Oh, hold on. Let's check that out. What's up with the striation on the top of this
That
guitar?
is Sinker Redwood, so it's got all kinds of cool stuff.
Sinker Redwood. So this guitar, that top was sunken. I mean, in water.
That is correct.
Okay, so that was underwater at one point. Picked up all these mineral deposits. Okay, gotcha. Okay, what are you gonna do to that poor thing?
We're gonna take flush strip the excess and then roll it on the sander here. And,
Okay.
just get it close to being screwed up as possible before I start hand sanding.
All right, good luck.
This next part's going to be a little loud, so be prepared for that.
Okay, folks, this is gonna be a little loud, so you might want to adjust.
You can see it's got
Accordingly.
that excess lip of the top around the whole thing.
Wow. So he's taking off this lip right here.
Shooting that up to the side and then roll it on the stick.
Wow, that's amazing, man. So you took off that little bit of layer. Gotcha.
And then this rolling it on the sander here is going to just tune up this little bit of excess overhang.
I see.
And just save me a bunch of hand sanding.
Okay, let's check it out. Folks, we're here doing a tour of the custom shop. Okay. So folks, we're doing a tour here of the shop in Bend, Oregon. This is Mr. Aaron Adams. He's getting this guitar ready for binding.
Yes, sir, which is a pretty detailed process. Obviously, he's got a lot of work left on this one.
And this is a finished one. While he's working on that, I'll show you.
Yep. One that's already been bound up.
This guitar's been bound.
It's got the tail strip in.
Yep, it's got that tail strip. That's the... Ooh, look at that rosette. Beautiful.
It's got the holes drilled, obviously, for where we assemble the neck.
I see.
Looks like Brazilian as well.
Is that a Brazilian?
Yeah, this is a Brazilian. Those will be launching in February.
Woo! These are the new Brazilian premieres. We're going to talk about these premieres in the next upcoming session. That's going to be at 11 o'clock.
Thanks, Aaron.
So if you want to check back at 11 o'clock too. you can learn more about those premieres. Hey, Aaron, thank you, sir. Have a good morning. Okay, folks, here we go.
How we're building the necks. You just saw pretty much the whole process from the body. So I'll show you Paul over here. How's it going, Paul?
So we're here and we're going to check out the neck process. And apologies, folks, if it's a little hard to hear. It's a loud working workshop, so we're doing our best. Paul, good morning, sir.
Morning.
What are you working on?
We got a couple things going on. Save this one.
So he saved this neck just for us.
Yep.
So this is looks like it's more of a finished neck. This one doesn't look so finished. I'll show folks at home. At this point, the neck still has some rough edges. They look like a neck. They don't quite feel like a neck yet. So Paul, show us how you make a magic.
All right. Basically, it's got a flush trim to the barrel, so when we get it to the CNC, it's a little bit proud so that we can take it through. And wrap kind of makes it beginning process of starting to make the curve kind of blend into the fretboard.
Yep.
One of the more hectic processes back here. You really got to feel for the transition. You don't want any interruptions while we're playing those sick licks.
Yep. So show us how you do it.
Kind of like the first stage, usually the roughest. So I don't really take a lot off. Just enough to get the whole process started.
So there's a lot of hands-on work with these necks. This isn't something where you put a piece of wood into a machine and it just kicks out a finished neck. There's a lot of attention to detail.
Well, there, you know, like you want to, anytime you use a rasp, like the lowest grit, you want to get it to the point where it's the smoothest and, you know, no scratches whatsoever.
Yeah.
Like working our way up through the sandpaper.
Yeah.
Sandpaper grit. You know, you get to control how much wood's taken off, and it's like in the process, you want to make sure it's like everything's smooth and it's nice and curved. So,
Yep.
basically just going to go up. But yeah, I mean, we do have to pay attention a lot while we're doing this, and feeling it, and it helps you play guitar too. You know what don't have to feel like.
Yeah, and you play guitar whenever you can, right?
Play guitar and bass and banjo and mandolin.
play
I'm learning violin right now, so it's like each one kind of like we want a musical idea to be easy.
Yeah, well, I'm glad we have a fretted instrument player making our necks. That's fantastic.
Right.
And folks, if you're just joining us, we're here in the Breedlove workshop and we are live. This is part of the Winter Show pregame event. 2 days of behind the scenes clinics and different showcases of new products. So we're really happy you're joining us. You can watch on Facebook if you are already. You can also jump over to show.breedlovemusic.com and you can watch all these live broadcasts there. And if you miss any broadcasts, you can jump over to that website. You can also watch any of those videos that you've missed archived there on the website. So thanks for watching. We're going to keep this tour going. So Paul, you're going to just kind of keep working this thing down.
Yep.
You had a big rasp.
Yeah.
Now you're on sandpaper.
Yeah, just trying to get moving up the grits and trying to make smaller and smaller scratches until nobody can see it except for me.
Yeah, that's beautiful, man. Well, we're going to keep rolling. Thank you, Paul. Have a good morning, man. Okay, everybody, let's keep rolling through this tour of the Breedlove workshop here in Bend, Oregon.
So, after the body is complete and the neck is complete, the guys will put them in here. I'll grab one real quick so you can take a look. And at this point, we do a few things. One of which is a bit more sound optimization, which again, we'll talk more about tomorrow. But also, they're looking for any imperfections.
So kind of like
in the wood or the binding, or pretty much the entire build up to this point is inspected. Just
big inspection process, make sure everything's looking good.
Make sure nothing went wrong along the way.
Okay.
One other thing they'll do is they'll bolt the neck on, place a bridge on here, and make sure that the neck projection is lining up already, because we want to do as much work to it here as we can before it gets a lot of finish and color work and all that stuff.
Gotcha.
Speaking of finish and color work, that's where we're headed next.
This part is one of my favorite for folks that are watching. This is really cool. We're gonna go into the finish department. This is where the guitars really start looking shiny and beautiful.
All those finished guitars from that department go right here. This is all the stuff that's ready for color work and finish.
So all these have been approved. These guitars are all waiting for their finish. You can see there's quite a few. And so let's dig in. Let's look at how we finish these things.
So we'll start right over here with Mr. Dalton Bell.
We got Dalton.
Playing one of next year's organs right now that I asked him to play for us. Probably won't be able to hear it too well in here, but I just wanted to show it off a little bit. This is the Oregon Limited Canyon Burst.
Ooh, we're gonna talk about this guitar in the next session at 11 o'clock. Dalton, thanks for playing for us. I'm sure it sounds great. We can't hear very well.
Dalton's also going to show us this guitar behind you. It's a Limited Northwest, and I know it might look like it's almost finished because it's all glossy and looks pretty and all that.
Yeah, this part pains me, honestly. Look at this guitar. We just gotta look at this.
Go ahead.
So it's so beautiful. And what are you gonna do to this poor thing?
We're gonna do the final sand process. We're gonna put the bubbles.
You're gonna sand. You're gonna put sandpaper to this beautiful guitar? No. All right.
So yeah, we're just gonna have to knock it back for the final dust process. Sand it to a high grade of 800 to 1200 grit.
Okay.
And then send it to the field. We'll string it.
So they're gonna sand this down. Wow.
Just down like that. Nice and even faster. And eventually we'll get it probably up to about 3,000 grit right before the fields.
Yep.
And then we'll send it on to these guys.
They want to make sure that finish is as flat as possible before they bring it to the buffing wheel.
Okay, we're gonna go check out some buffing.
Right on.
Thank you, sir.
Here's Brad working on an instrument and getting buffed. This one had already been sanded up to 3,000 grit, like Dalton was saying, and now Brad's trying to finalize it so we can get it out of here.
So this part really just brings them to their high gloss, really the maximum amount of shine and beauty.
And as clean and smooth as we can get them.
So I haven't done that part down.
Gotcha.
Probably be hard to catch.
Yeah, a little hard to see on this camera. But I'm sure it's, wow. This part looks really hard. Is this a challenging part of the process?
After a while, it's a pretty automatic process once you're comfortable with it.
Yeah.
At first, it's quite intimidating.
It looks intimidating. I'm a little nervous with all these different wheels spinning around and everything.
Yeah, you get pretty fast. They grab pretty hard. You gotta be careful about how you run the wheel off these edges.
Well, thank you, sir.
Run that up into that.
Well, thanks for making these beautiful guitars. We appreciate you.
Thanks, Brad.
All right, where are we going next on this tour?
Look at this rack over here where they've got some of the finished ones. Once they completely finish buffing, let's get the first one out of here. Sometimes they'll get a little dusty. So.
Wow, this guitar is just beautiful.
This is
What is that?
Northwest, which we'll be talking about a little later.
A limited edition Northwest Classic. For all of you that are watching, we're going to talk more about this new guitar at 11 o'clock. That's part of this winter show pregame event. This is Eric. We are here in the custom shop looking at how we build these guitars. Ooh, look at that.
Yeah, it's a pretty neat rosette.
That is a beautiful rosette. And look at this binding. It's a little hard to see. This is a beautiful guitar.
Yes,
Beautiful
sir.
guitar.
We have a lot of these ready soon for everyone out there.
Okay, so they get their final buff. They get ready for final assembly.
What we're going to see next.
That's where we're going next. Final assembly. Okay. So here we go.
So as you saw out there, the neck and body are still separated. And this room is where we put the two things together and it starts to really look like a finalized instrument.
Like a final guitar.
We're going to start over here with Steve. You can see he's already got the neck here glued on. what's left to do is to get this bridge on. So
Wow.
he's over there.
This looks serious. This looks like
This is
a
very
major
detailed work.
major surgery or something's going on. So over here we're mixing some epoxies,
Correct.
and that's the bridge.
That is. That's
That
gonna
bridge
go
is going to go right
in that little
here.
rounded out spot.
Okay, so these guitars are getting put together. All of that hard work we've seen, this is the culmination of all those efforts.
And over here, Eric's got the fret buck in this one.
What is
So
this?
that means he's about ready to pound some frets in.
This is a crazy apparatus. And this is a Jeff Bridges All This Together organ model.
Correct.
Beautiful.
Slam one for us there, Eric. Again, guys, this is gonna be a little bit loud.
Okay, it's going to be a little loud, so protect your ears if you're
But he's got
on
these
headphones.
frets prepped and ready to go. There's one. He'll do that a bunch more times, obviously, and then he's gonna bevel the frets and level them one more time,
That is
shine
so
them up real
cool.
pretty.
That is so cool. Got a bunch of different guitars here.
Hold up, just a sec. All right, let me grab.
I'm going to show you some of the guitars over here too. We've got a couple in the build here. Beautiful. Beautiful. There's another one of the Jeff Bridges All in This Together. We're going to talk more about these guitars and a bunch of other new guitars here at 11 o'clock when we jump through all of the new Winter Show products. So join us again then. Over here, we've got,
Gary's
just
out
have a
with
little
his
peek
sand
here.
out machine. He'll be right in.
so myrtle wood, one of the things I love about it is it looks so beautiful when it's in its natural state. And then when it receives color work, it just really accentuates a lot of the figure. Beautiful. And that's a Jeff Bridges All in This Together signature guitar as well. This is great.
Yes, sir.
Now we got Mr. Gary is joining us here. He just brought in a,
He's gonna put a couple strings on, and then he's gonna play this.
you gonna put some strings on this one? Oh man, look at this guitar. Look at this piece of wood on the side. And this top is just incredible. Is this like spalt in the myrtle wood?
Yeah, it's that flaming basically.
Wow. All right, so this one's ready to be played for the first time, right? Well, when it
It's
gets
getting there.
when it gets the strings. So there goes the nut in the saddle.
This part's important for people at home. When
Yeah,
you
this is
change your
cool.
strings, you should get a string guard and make sure you don't slam the ball legs into the body of your guitar.
So he's putting just this little piece of paper there. And you could use a playing card. You could use just a piece of scratch paper at home. You could use, I mean, anything that's just going to protect.
Idea.
Because when you pull these strings through here, which is the best part about these bridges, these pinless bridges are just amazing. The string changes are fast, they're tight. You're not losing any of those pins when you're playing a gig and trying to find them on stage. But that'll just protect right there when you're changing your strings. So super handy little tip. And what do you have here while he's working on that?
This is one from last year, actually. So you're gonna see some of the new ones when we get to our 11 a.m. Pacific time event.
The new
This
premieres.
is a premiere, yeah.
Yep.
Premiere concert with redwood and rosewood, and we still do that a similar combo. We just changed some aesthetics on it, so you guys will be interested to see what it is that we changed. We're pretty excited about a lot of that stuff. So.
Yeah. Yep. So for folks that are just joining us, we're here behind the scenes at the Breedlove workshop in Bend, Oregon. We've just walked you through how to build a guitar. If you're just joining us and you missed this whole process, you can jump on to our Winter Show pregame website, show.breedlovemusic.com, and you can watch this whole archive session and any of the other sessions for that matter. So I like that part right there that you just did. When you put a string on, you put a little tiny crimp into it.
Yeah, so it'll feed through the bridge without binding up inside.
It's a great little tip.
Through.
So just a little crimp in the top, shoots right through. And so you put on the 2 E strings first.
Yes. At this point, I'm going to put the 2 outside strings on so I can take a measurement and see where my saddle height is.
Gotcha.
Before I leave this one.
Now, what I'd like to do while you're finishing this string up, I think I'd like to jump over and show all the viewers 2 really cool things.
Oh, sure.
Three really cool things that we have next door.
Yeah.
So we're going to be right back,
That'd be great.
and we'll come back and see you, and then hopefully we can hear you play the first thrum on this guitar.
All
Folks,
right.
we're going to take you to see something pretty cool.
Quick little detour.
Little detour.
Check out some Breedlove history.
We're going to bug our repair guy, Evan,
Or Master Luthier.
Master Luthier. He doesn't really like to have people in his space, so
Evan, how you doing?
there he is. Good morning, Evan. No, Evan is as friendly and happy as they come. We don't bug him too often because he's always fixing something that's broken. Pretty much anything that happens, he can fix it. But we'll let him work a little bit. But I really brought you in here. I wanted to show you these. These are very, very important guitars here. What is this first one here in the middle?
One in the middle, I believe, is number 1.
Yep. This is the very first concert Breedlove. Numero uno. Very cool. We're going to talk a lot more about the concert body shape and all of Breedlove's revolutionary body shapes during our session on body shapes. But that was the first concert. That's what started it all. And then this one is just wild.
Yes, it is.
This is the Exodus.
That is a lot of work right there.
This guitar is made all out of koa. The level of detail with this instrument is just over the top. From the snakes,
On the inside.
yeah, on the inside, to the snakes coming out, to the snakes traveling up the fretboard. Just a masterpiece from Kim Breedlove and the team.
And then one more here. Miss Jane Goodall on the fretboard.
So this is a beautiful guitar. Eric, what's going on with the top? There's
That
a
is
lot
some
of
sort of bear claw, it seems to me. Yeah,
Yeah.
bear claw Sitka. And that one's, I see a lot of bear claw, but that has got some interesting figure to it for sure.
That's one of the most wild, I think, bear
They
claw
don't all
tops I've
look
ever
like
seen.
that, that's for sure.
That's pretty remarkable.
You can tell they picked that one out specifically for this guitar.
And the back of this is mahogany from the tree.
Let's see if I can grab it.
And if you're, ooh,
Yeah.
okay, hold it right there. There's a lot
Beautiful
of,
piece of mahogany
that
there.
is incredible. So 3 really, really rare, unique, and special guitars. We just want to show you guys these. Not very many people get to ever see these. And so, just a little piece of history. They mean a lot to us. Let's go back and bug Gary. Gary's in the middle putting together a Jeff Bridges signature Myrtlewood guitar, and he's going to play it for the first time. It's really cool when you strum a guitar for the first time. That's really when it gets to speak for the first time. It's a really important moment. So we wanted you guys to be here with us for that moment.
We still got a little ways. We can,
Got a little bit of work to do still on this one? Okay, okay. That's all good.
We can go do final inspection.
Let's
now
check
and
out the
then
final
head
inspection, and then we'll come back. This is the last step in the process. So if you've been watching the whole time, you've seen from the very beginning all the way to the end of building a guitar. There's one last step here that's really important. Sound is the most critical element for us when it comes to building guitars. They have to look good. They have to be sustainable. All of those things are important. But the sound is just something we take really, really seriously, and making sure that they sound perfect every time.
So this is our final inspection room. This is Ian Cook. He's the guy who does
Ian.
all these final inspections. He also does those whitewood inspections that we talked about earlier, and he's in addition to all that, he's the sound optimization guy. So we'll be talking to Ian a lot tomorrow morning about the whole sound optimization process as well.
That's right. Tomorrow morning we'll do a full tour of sound optimization and what that means and how it works, and most importantly, how it makes you sound better and play better than you ever have before.
So,
This guitar in particular, I want to show this one off too. I'm going to try not to get too close to you. We are practicing our distancing. But this is new for this year. This is the Legacy Concert, and it's a model that we've had for a long time. However, we've updated the top.
yeah,
And
we
these
saw
are-
Aaron work on the same model back there, doing the routing.
When you guys saw Aaron Adams routing a guitar earlier, this was the same model. And Eric, this is a sinker top.
Sinker redwood, that's correct.
Okay, let's look at this. So this redwood log was in a river or in the ocean or in a lake, became very waterlogged, sank to the bottom,
Yep.
sat on the bottom of that body of water, absorbed all of this mineral deposit, all this silt, absorbed all of that, and then does that change the sound of that guitar?
It does. It changed not only the sound, it changes the properties of the wood, obviously. It changes the tone. It changes how thick we're going to sand the top to as well, which we'll get into a little bit tomorrow.
We'll talk about that more tomorrow.
It could change a whole lot of things. Not to mention the color. I mean, obviously redwood is red, but this has got a lot of dark streaks in it now. Turned a little gold as well. So I think it's a pretty neat change for 2021.
And so at this point in the process, the guitar is completed. Now you're dialing it in to make sure that it sounds exactly how you want it to sound, right?
Ian's going to go over all the build processes
We're gonna
so
go through
far.
that.
He's going to look at finish and make sure the assembly came together right. He's going to go over the frets and the hardware and the nut and saddle and the electronics and just make sure that everything is up to snuff before we ship it out anywhere.
And we'll go through this a little bit more tomorrow, folks, if you join us in the morning for our sound optimization demonstration. But basically, all these guitars are going through this final checkout, and they're looking at these frequencies. They're making sure these guitars are exactly to spec from a sonic standpoint. Just super cool. We're excited to see you guys tomorrow morning.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And then in this room over here,
It's Patrick one more
Pat.
time, working on a Bedell.
let's see the back on that one. I'm curious what.
Oh, yeah.
Woo!
Yeah.
That's a nice piece of cocobolo.
Cavolo, big chunk of sapwood.
We're going to talk a lot about tone woods during these Winter Show pregame event sessions, everybody. If you jump over to show.breedlovemusic.com, you can see a full itinerary and a schedule. One of the things we're going to do is we're going to jump into the custom shop and do a custom build. We're also going to dig into all the tone woods. We're going to answer your questions. We're going to show off tone woods. You're going to have our engineer, Luke Basil, play different tone woods so we can actually hear them. We're going to have a lot of fun the next couple days, and I hope you come back for all these sessions. If you miss any of these sessions, you can also come and watch any of them archived on that Winter Show website, show.breedlovemusic.com. Right now, we're very close to wrapping up our whole tour for the morning. Should we go back and see if Gary's getting close?
Gary's finished that one up.
We're
Thanks,
waiting
fellas.
on Gary to finish one of these Jeff Bridges signature models. He's very close.
Yeah, it does take a minute, obviously. I saw him in there working on the saddle, so he's trying to make sure everything's right before he puts the last of those strings on. We'll see.
Yep, let's go see it. Let's go see if he's there. Okay, so this guitar,
We got one left.
woo! Look at this. You made quick work of that, sir. These guitars are so beautiful. This guitar that Gary's stringing up, this was designed with us with our friend Jeff Bridges. It's made out of all myrtle wood. Some beautiful color work on it. It has Jeff's motto all in this together down the fretboard. I really like the binding, just real traditional and classy. It's just a beautiful guitar. We're going to show these off and talk more about them at 11 o'clock too.
Yeah, we'll also be showing off our Jeff Bridges imports, if I'm not mistaken, as well.
That's right. We're going to talk about the organic collection during these shows. Jeff has 2 signature organic collection models. We're going to show those off and talk about them this week as well. Gary's just getting this one to tune. We got a couple tools here.
Just a couple.
It makes me feel better when I see this because this is what my workspace at home looks like. It's, you know, there's an organized chaos going on,
Exactly.
right? You know, where everything is. kinds of stuff. All right, you gonna play this for the first time?
Press on which line? Very good.
Just checking the relief there.
Yeah, that's using the first string as a straight edge there, right at the
Yep,
neck and the body, not in the body.
yep.
Got a little relief there. Check to see where my saddle height's at.
It's a little, little feeler gauge here to make sure that the nut height's right, and the ruler to check the saddle height.
Take it down just a 64.
So Gary's gonna keep making this thing sound
And
as amazing as possible.
make sure the playability is right where we want it,
Yep.
to spec, and then we'll send this off to somebody.
I want to thank everybody for joining us here. This was the first session during our Breedlove Winter Show pre-game event. We're going to be doing a lot of sessions the next couple days. Hope you'll stick with us and join us. Hope everybody just has a really good morning. I want to thank you, Eric,
Thank you, sir.
our production manager here at
Thank
Breedlove.
you, Gary, for finishing that up for us. That was great.
Yeah, this was super fun. Well, thank you everybody for joining us. Hope you have a really, really good morning. Hope to see you at our next broadcast at 11 o'clock. Thanks so much for watching. Have a good day.